Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister's trip to Washington was an even bigger abuse of taxpayers' money than we thought. The size of the delegation is a huge reason for the ballooning costs. He brought 44 people with him. And not only did this include everyone in his family, he also brought anyone who was even remotely liberal, all on the taxpayers' dime. And Mr. Speaker, in what universe is this entitled behavior considered ethical?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Leader of the House in the, let me start that over. The Parliamentary Secretary to the Leader in the Government of the House of Commons.
Yes, I know, Mr. Speaker, it can be a mouthful at times. You know, it's important that we recognize, Mr. Speaker, that this was, in fact, the first official visit to the United States of a Canadian Prime Minister since 1997. In fact, Mr. Speaker, the relationship between Canada and the United States is our most important bilateral relationship. We have the longest and most peaceful and mutual beneficial relationship of any two countries since the birth of these two nations. The Prime Minister discussed the revitalization of the Canada-U.S. relationship and the importance of the closer relationship between Canada and the United States.
The Prime Minister claims this trip was to promote important Canada-U.S. ties, yet he used the taxpayer to bring family members that had no official business there whatsoever. The Prime Minister's celebrity-sized entourage apparently didn't have room for ministers with actual responsibilities. With so many important bilateral issues at stake, can the Prime Minister explain why he had room for his in-laws, but not the Minister of Natural Resources?
The Honourable President of the Treasury Board.
Mr. Speaker, former Conservative Prime Minister Brian Mulroney has said that the most important foreign policy priority for a Canadian Prime Minister is to have a personal relationship with the President of the United States. It would appear that our Prime Minister has heeded that advice. He has built a strong relationship with President Obama, and perhaps if the former Conservative Prime Minister, the most immediate Conservative Prime Minister, had done the same, he would have been able to get projects like Keystone XL approved.
I guess his in-laws have more experience in some files than his actual ministers in his cabinet. Monsieur le Président, on commence à y voir une tendance inquiétante. Des gardiennes financées avec l'argent des contribuables, des séances de photos financées avec l'argent des contribuables, et maintenant, il semble facturer aux Canadiens des vacances en famille sous couvert de voyages d'affaires. Le Premier ministre s'est assuré qu'il restait de la place dans le voyage pour les membres de son parti, mais il en a exclu des ministres ayant de portefeuilles clés. Il est plus important pour lui, semble-t-il, de récompenser les valeurs de son parti que de promouvoir les intérêts du Canada. Quel député prend la parole pour défendre ce comportement contraire à l'éthique?
L'Honorable Président du Conseil du Trésor.
Monsieur le Président, c'est bizarre d'une certaine façon pour les conservateurs d'attaquer les valeurs familiales. C'est très important pour le Premier ministre et pour son famille d'être unis et parce que c'est important de reconnaître l'importance aussi des relations entre le Canada et les États-Unis. Et c'est exactement ce qu'on va continuer de le faire, de défendre nos relations avec les États-Unis.
Bravo.